Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Inside Bora with your host, Tutsirai. And sorry, you don't get background music or exciting stuff going on right now. We're just going to go right into it and get serious and talk about Bora and the exciting things that are going on in the league right now. Um, basically, I decided to start doing this nightly show. This is Inside Bora. Those of you who are going to be joining the game will be able to log on and watch the live broadcast every night. I'm going to go through different aspects of the game. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening within the league. Um, and if possible, I'll do some interviews over the phone, and you guys can participate in any shape or form that you like. Basically, this Inside Bora is basically going to be a show that answers questions in the live chats about the league. Um, I'm definitely going to be able to help anybody out who's trying to launch a team, or you want to be a player, or any sort of information that's related to Bora that you might want to know. That's what I'm here for. So, as the founder and creator of Bora, um, I want to be able to give you guys an opportunity to talk to me directly. So we're going to be doing Inside Bora with myself for every evening for as long as I can do it. We don't have a specific scheduled day. I might be able to give you guys a heads up when I can about when I'll be online through the website, boraworldleague.com. You can check it out below in the comment section. Check out the link. But for now, please subscribe and start following the Bora World League. And check us out on the link below, boraworldleague.com. We are looking for fans to follow our clubs and to help us build and develop this league. So if you want to support Bora, please pick your favorite team on boraworldleague.com and subscribe to them so you can get updated information, news, stories, videos, highlights, anything that we can give you on your favorite team, we will give you on boraworldleague.com. All right, so the first thing I'm going to go into is talk about the game itself, a little bit about myself, my background in sports, and why I decided to create the Bora World League. So I grew up in a small country called Zimbabwe. It's in southern Africa. Um, and I started off at the age of 10 playing rugby. That was my first competitive sport that I ever participated in, and I was very good at it. So I started playing rugby, and I played from the age of 10 until the age of 18. After graduating high school, I relocated to the United States of America, and I played rugby for the Omaha Shamrocks and the Fort Lauderdale Rugby Club. Those were the two teams I played for in the U.S. I was the founder of the Omaha Shamrocks, and but on arrival, I played for the Fort Lauderdale Knights Rugby Football Club, and I also played for the Dallas Reds briefly while I was in Texas. So that's my sporting background. In 2008, that's when I played my last rugby game, and I haven't played competitive sports since then due to injuries I sustained in the last game of the season. Now, after playing rugby for 20 something years, I really wanted to create a league of my own. And rugby was a sport that I was going to do um, just that. I wanted to create a professional league in the United States. But after the concussion things that started coming out with American football and the problems that people are getting from getting their heads knocked in, I decided I wanted to create a sport that was friendlier to the human body, and so I didn't want to create a soccer league because of governance issues. I wanted a sport that would be completely independent from any governing body. So I knew I had to create a brand new sport. This is how Bora started coming to life. Um, Once I returned back to Florida, that's when I started creating Bora on a serious note and a serious level. So we're here today, growing this league, expanding every day, putting in the rules, getting people to start participating and getting into the rhythm of Bora. So this video is going to be quite intense. It's not going to be as organized as you might want it to be, but I'm going to go into as many points as I can about the game itself. So, what is the important thing in the Bora World League? Uh, think about soccer and basketball. Those are the two main sports that you'll find similarities in the game, and that will help you get a better understanding of what we're doing. And then you can start understanding where we're going with this. Because right now, the difficulties of introducing a new sport to the public is that nobody really knows the game, and everybody is a fresh learner. So it's important that I'm just going through an overview. Once you log on the Bora World League website, you'll be able to see more detailed information about what's actually going on um, in the sport and in the game. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about the first big and first important thing, which is how many players are playing on the field. It's a 10-player game. Soccer has 11 players. Bora has 10 players. We decided to go with 10 players because we wanted to space out the field a lot more than in soccer. Soccer seems to be a little more congested on the field, makes it difficult to score more points. So we want less players on the field, which will require great athleticism, but there's other advantages and disadvantages of us doing that. Bora has 17 players on a playing lineup. So instead of you have 10 starters and 7 people on the bench. Unlike in soccer, where there's 3 maximum substitutions, in Bora you're allowed unlimited subs. So let's write that down. Unlimited substitutions. So why are we doing that? My frustrations in soccer came from watching players kit up and wear tracksuits and fly across the world with their teams and not be able to play. I feel that's an injustice and disrespectful to all those people who put in so much work in getting ready for the game and preparing themselves for the sport, that they end up not participating in a lot of games because of the restrictions and substituting. So that was the first thing I decided to eliminate, was limited substitutions. So in Bora, I'm going to put that as one. We have unlimited substitutions. Two, we have 10 men on the field, 10 playing starters, players on the field, but there is, again, you can all switch them out. When you can switch them out is also an important point. Um, the players that are on the field can be substituted from the halfway line. You're allowed to substitute in between 5 meters on each side. So that 10-meter space is where every player who's entering and exiting the field has to come on from. You cannot enter the field until the player who's coming out has left the field. The only time you're allowed to enter the field from that position is if an injured player is being carted off the field. When an injured player is leaving the field, they can leave from any position on the field. But the referee has to confirm that that player is injured and needs to leave from the improper spot. Otherwise, you'll cause a violation and you will lose possession of the ball and give it to the other team. So that's very important. You have to leave from within 5 meters each way of the halfway line. So very limited area. And it's important that players do that. You can also substitute only on a stop play. You cannot substitute during a play. You can only substitute when the game is paused. So, what are the pauses that happen in the game? When a person is fouled, that's a pause. After a person takes their first free kick, I'm going to get into free kicks later, that's a pause. At the end of a quarter, that's a pause. At the beginning of a quarter, that's a pause. When a team calls a timeout, that's a pause. So those are the important things that the important times that you'll be able to make a substitution as a coach. It's pretty limited, so it's not like you're getting 10 million subs, but it's important to be able to do that. So now I'm going to jump into free kicks. Free kicks are very different from what you've seen in soccer and other sports. We've taken free throws and we've turned them into free kicks. So once you look at the Bora field, you'll notice that I'm actually going to draw it out for you here, a very ill-structured version of the Bora field. Basically, players now, after being fouled, receive two free kicks. And two free kicks go into the top goal in Bora. And damn it, I gotta go through the top goal first so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. All right, this is an image of the top goal in Bora, the goal that you score on in the game of Bora. Can you guys see? No, you can't. Lovely. Oh, that's just lovely. Okay, that's not gonna work, chaps. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. It's just not happening. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna add a link to the video, and you guys will be able to click on that link, and you'll be able to um, see information about learning the game of Bora. So I'll attach a website link that'll give you the page to where you, the public, can learn about the game of Bora and give you image details so you can see what I'm talking about. But I'll try to scrub it a little deeper. All right, now we're getting somewhere. There we go. As long as I'm moving away from the light, it's getting better. Okay. So this is basically what a Bora post looked like. This is basically 24 by 13 feet high. 24 by 13. This is a 5-foot board, and this is a 5-foot radius right here. So, but I'm still reconsidering to narrow the goal down to 20 feet. 24 is real wide. I might bring it down since we have a backboard. A lot of my welders have been complaining about the size and the weight, and it's something that we're still working on. But for now, this will remain the same though, 5 meters. That's important. And this height is 8 feet from the ground, and then that's 5 meters. That will remain the same. The only thing that's negotiable is the width of the actual goal. So basically, this is a goalpost for the game of Bora. And so instead of when a player gets fouled, that player will then, instead of taking a penalty kick, they take two free kicks from that line shooting at the top goal. So the penalty area is no longer the box. The penalty area is the half circle that looks like the basketball 3-point line. But in Bora, it's called the 4-point line because you get 4 points for scoring behind outside of this line. So when you shoot from outside, you get 4 points. But if you get fouled in the interior, you're going to shoot 2 at the top goal. That's the main difference. No more penalties, just 2 free kicks. All right. So the second thing you need to be aware of, you can't see it in this, I'm scrubbing it in, making thicker lines, is to understand there is a pyramid or triangle inside the goal. This triangle comes out 15 meters out, and the 4-point is 17-meter radius. So you have to place the ball within the top of the pyramid. It's a marked line about 1 foot long. You can place the ball anywhere in that pyramid box. Right. So that's where you shoot your free kicks from. into the top goal. You're permitted 2 free kicks on the foul that happens in the interior. Now, you can get fouled anywhere in the field. And if you do, the opponents receive a team foul. They're going to receive team fouls. Once they're over 5, they're over the limit. So I'm sure you're noticing that rule comes from basketball, right? You're over the limit after 5 fouls, team fouls. So if you're fouled inside here, it's an automatic 2 kicks, 2 free kicks. If you're fouled anywhere in the field, it's a spot. It's the ball from the spot of the foul, just like in regular soccer. But if you're fouled after the 5th foul, and including the 5th foul, you're in the penalty. So not the 6th foul. The 5th one is the penalty. We're not playing games anymore. You foul for the 5th time in a game, we're going to the line. Okay, not in the half. It doesn't reset at halftime. If you have the 5th foul in a game, that player is taking free kicks for every foul. So the game greatly transforms after the first couple of quarters. Now, this was the offsides line I was telling you about at the beginning of the video. That the line between the regular field and the red zone. It's 30 meters out. If you are beyond this point, you can no longer use your hands to control the ball. This applies for offensive and defensive players. In the red zone, you're not allowed to handle the ball. An offensive player or a defensive player is allowed to handle the ball if the pass was initiated while they were outside of the red zone area. So we're going to do a spot of an attacking forward. Okay, that arrow guy is an attacking forward. The midfield, the center, because that's the position of the person who plays in the center. It used to be called central midfield in football, but in Bora, it's called center. The center passes a lob ball to the forward who's running the route to this corner flag here. That forward can now use his hands to control the ball because it was released while that player was behind the offsides line. Right? Are we all getting that? I hope we're all getting that. Or you can always run the video if you don't get it. Get it, okay? All right. So the center sends the ball over. What are we doing there? What am I recreating in that? I'm recreating route running. Okay, that's the part of American football I was telling you about, that I've implemented things from the different games. Now, obviously, you don't have to do that. You can send ground passes all day long. You can do whatever you want with each other. But if you decide you need to get that ball controlled within the box, you are going to have to start your route, your sprint, prior to entering that 30-meter line, and that ball is going to be lobbed over. So if your defender is creeping up as the forward, you can have that ball lobbed over the top, and you can control it with your hand and bring it down. This is changing the game very much so, because in football, a lot of balls are difficult to control, and it helps the defense. Defenders get an easy path to success because these characters, the offense can't hit, it has to hit the ball. That's very difficult to do. So defenders have a very nice time. But in Bora, it's going to be different. It's going to be harder. You can get beat by speed, because now speed and accuracy of the pass is going to defeat the defender, because now that forward can now control the ball, bring it down, and kick for goal. The only difference is that you cannot score with your hands. You have to place the ball back on your feet, and you score the goal, the points, like your regular points can be scored through the main goal and through the top goal. So let's review the scoring system. To score in this big top goal, regular goal, is 2 points. That's a regular score. If you score from inside the box, inside the 4-point line, it's a 3-point score. If you score from outside the 4-point line, it's 4 points. That's why we call it the 4-point line now. Okay? So there's 2 points, 3 points, from outside 4 points. All right? That's very important for you to know. Then for each free kick, it's 1 point. So when you get fouled and you need to make your free kicks, it's 1 point. Okay? After every score of 2 points, 3 points, or 4 points, you get a bonus kick. The bonus kick is worth 1 point if you score it. Any one player on the 17 players is allowed to take a bonus kick. This is the only time that an outside player is allowed on the field for the purpose of taking a bonus kick. But he still has to substitute. See, when that whistle is blown and that score is made, that's a stop and play, and therefore a substitution can be made. So your kicker can come on from the sidelines, your kick specialist, and he can come and take that bonus kick for you. Or you can have one of your infield players take the kick. If he can't do it, but when he comes on, somebody has to get off the field. So you must always have somebody ready to sub with the kicker. Once that kick is made, it's a restart and play, and you can signal a substitution. Now, the team that's on offense does not have to stop for you to get off the field. You just have to, after you've kicked the ball, you just have to signal that you're initiating a substitution. But the team with possession now can now restart the ball for replay. There's rules to restarting a ball after you've been scored upon. The ball has to be within the triangle area. So the guard, which used to be the goalkeeper but is now called the guard restarts the ball, or any other player can restart the ball, restart play from within the triangle. So after you're scored upon, you don't move to the halfway line like in soccer. You restart from inside your triangle. This increases the speed of play and keeps the game moving. So let's recap what we've done. Oh, I guess we're watching a video. You don't need to recap. You can just rewind the video. But I like recapping. So, so we're on the same page. Let's remember scoring. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points outside the line. Free kicks, 1 point apiece. Bonus score after every 2, 3, or 4 point score. You do not get a bonus kick on a 3-point play, on a 3-point free kick. But you get 3 free kicks for a flagrant foul. So if you foul somebody flagrantly, you get 3 free kicks. The referee decides a flagrant foul. Okay? And you do have the red and yellow cards. The yellow card is a warning, and the red card is a get off the field permanently. And that's about it. Those are the current rules right now. So yeah, 10 men on the field, offside line. Let's get into this red zone situation here. So we know the red zone is about handles. We know the red zone is a place where you cannot handle the ball unless you're receiving from outside in. Otherwise, that ball has to be foot or head controlled. Right? Comprende, everybody? And when you do handle the ball, you're not allowed to run with the ball. In other words, if you receive the ball, you can only take your 3 steps and release the ball back onto the ground. Whereas within the middle of the field here, between the red zone lines, here between the red zone lines, a player is allowed to run with the ball as long as you're exchanging hands with the ball on each step. So you're basically doing this with the ball. Okay? Now, all of these you're going to see on detailed training videos, so it's much easier for you to understand what we're doing. So it allows players to move with the ball and pass the ball in between those areas. So in essence, you can take up to 6 steps with the ball and move the ball from side to hand while you make your foot motions. You can't run with it forever. You're going to have to release it and use your foot. Okay? So you can take 6 steps, passing the ball back and forth, and then tap the ball with your foot right back up to your hands and take another 6 steps of motion. That is completely possible and legal in the game of Bora. You can also pass with your hands to another player who receives the ball with your hands. There's rules to how you can control a handle in Bora. You cannot just go to the ground and pick up the ball with your hands. The ball has to be on the ground, and people using harming their hands is to protect your head when you're bent over, is to protect your arms as well. So you can't just run around the field and collect the balls from the ground. The ball has to be lifted from the ground above chest height. So there's going to be a lot of ball hands control. Bora is the only sport that implements every part of your body. It legalizes usage of hands, usage of feet, usage of heads, depending on your position on the field and depending on what you're doing. Okay, so again, everybody's learning this for the first time. So it's not something you've seen before. You haven't seen this before, but you will see it as we train our players and our players gain more skills. Okay, this is why I invite football players to play Bora, I invite soccer players to play Bora, I invite basketball players to play Bora, because it's a sport that really puts the full skill of the body into play. And I hope it grows into the greatest sport in the world, and everybody loves it. Yeah. Okay. So now we know what the Bora post looks like. Okay. This is called the top goal. This is called the goal. The goal, the top goal, but we score points. Okay. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. 1 point per free kick. You get 2 free kicks per foul. You get 3 free kicks per flagrant foul. Don't forget the bonus kick after every score. The kicker does not have to be the kicker, the person who scored, to take the bonus kick. In the bonus kick, any player can take it. A player can substitute in from the bench and come and kick. So what you're going to see is that kicking is going to become a very critical position on the field. It's probably going to become the most important position. The most important position in Bora is going to be played by a guy who doesn't have to play for most of the game. He is basically the sniper. He's the guy who comes onto the field and has to make that extra point kick every time to make scores count for more. And that's going to be the difference maker. He's going to be a very important figure on the game. A guard is also going to be very important. That's the only person who's allowed to handle the ball in the red zone. But unlike in soccer, the guard is not allowed to hold the ball. The guard is allowed to deflect the ball with his hands, but he's not allowed to catch it and keep it. That's not permitted. You're allowed to deflect. You're just a guard. You're not a goalkeeper. You're not going to have all that access. You can merely reject the ball. Oh, another important thing for the guard position is that when a player is taking their free kicks, the guard is not permitted to stand inside of the goal. You're not permitted. You have to stand outside here. You have to stand outside of the last goalpost. Your teammates have to be outside of the pyramid. Okay? And you're only allowed to have 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 2. You're only allowed to have 3 players inside the 4-point line during a free kick. So you can have your 1 defender on each side plus the guard. Okay, that's 3. So on one side you have 2, the guard and 2 defenders. That makes 3 for the defensive team. And and one the kicker and the other defender. Okay, so you have the kicker and two offensive players, one on each side. So each team is allowed one man on base and one man above, closer to the kicker. Okay, so when you're looking at it from here, let's see if you guys can see this. Let's spin it over. Ooh, all right, I'm trying so hard. I'm so sorry for the lack of quality images here. So basically, should I draw them in for you guys to make life easier? All right, let's draw them in. Let's draw them in. All right, so we're here. Okay, so the attacking team has the kicker. He's inside the 4-point line. He counts as one player, and he has another attacking player there on the high part of the triangle, and he has a defender on the opposite end on the low part of the triangle. Okay, then the defensive team has the guard who's standing by the post. You see, he's not on the outside of the triangle, he's standing by the post. Then you have the low defender on the other side outside the triangle. Then you have the high defender standing close to on the opposite end of the other high attacking player. So your guard usually stands on the same side as the low defender. I mean, the low attacking player right there. That's the same side that the guard would normally position himself on. He's not going to stand the same side as his guy. He'll normally stand on this guy because that first kick is on a free kick is the dead ball. It comes right back. Then the second kick is live if he misses. The second kick is live. So that second kick could come off the post. It could come off the pole. It's live if it doesn't go in and it rebounds. This is why your kicker, your extra point kicker is okay, because the only time that ball's dead after a kick is when your bonus point kicker, your bonus kicker comes into the game to execute the bonus kick. And let's get these names right, guys. The bonus kick, free kicks, 2-point score, 3-point score, 4-point score. Okay. 4-point line, pyramid top. That's the location where you kick from. Red zone, offside line, and halfway kickoff line. See, so we've got all these terminologies down packed. Everybody starting to know what's going on in Bora. All of you are starting to get an understanding. Top goal, 2-point score, 3-point score, 4-point score outside the 4-point line, right? So we know the scoring. Free kick at the pyramid tip. Offensive, defensive, offensive player, guard. Okay? Each team's only allowed 3 players inside the red zone during a kick. Okay? The rest of the players have to line up outside of the red zone line right here. These are the only players. 6 players are allowed inside the red zone during free kicks and during extra point kicks. Extra point kicks actually is just the kicker and the guard. Everybody else is behind the line because that's a dead ball play. There's not going to be a restart after that play. So everybody else, except for the guard who stays down here anyhow, be on the outside of the pole, and the kicker is permitted to be inside the red zone. Everybody else is lined up out here. When that ball is released, you can go and substitute. Remember, 5 meters on each side. We're gonna actually put in little pins on the Bora field. That's what's gonna be different between the Bora field and the soccer field. Is that Bora field is gonna have the 5 meters each way pins. These pin lines are very important for your players coming in and out of the game. They must exit and enter from this location. Okay. If you guys are interested in making the substitution rule that they can substitute at any time during the game, as long as it's in between the quarters, then I'm open to that. I'm open to that discussion, but I feel it's more tactical if the coach has to stop the plays. Each team, oh, one major important thing I left out: timeouts. Each team is allowed 6 timeouts per game. They can use as many as they want at any time of the game. They can use all 6 timeouts in the last quarter of the game, or they can use the timeouts during the game. At any point, you can stop. So here's the kicker with the timeouts. But I have a strong feeling teams are going to abuse that timeout rule and end up running around calling timeouts in the last 2 minutes of the game. Fine. Okay, 6 timeouts per game. What is the key thing that's important about the timeout? When your player is in possession of the ball, the timeout is called. If the timeout is called and your player is in possession of the ball, or you must have possession of the ball to call timeout in the first place. But when you do, you spot the kick from the spot of the timeout. So if you're a very strategic offensive team, you're going to call your timeout when you're somewhere on the field. Okay? Now, when you call a timeout, here's the rule of timeouts. Timeouts cannot be inside the circle. So if you call a timeout and you're in here, you're going to have to laterally move back to the edge of the 4-point line. If you call a timeout there, you're going to have to move back to the edge of the 4-point line for you to execute your timeout. Now, that's a very unique and critical addition to the game. Otherwise, if you're anywhere else on the field, whatever the spot you call the timeout on is a spot you retake the timeout after the timeout. So timeouts are very strategic in preparing yourself for a set play shot at the top goal or anywhere in the goal. It's like basically giving yourself free kicks, like in soccer, whenever they take those very strategic kicks from positioned places on the field. So now you have 6 of those you can use in a game. You can use those timeouts to change players. You can use your timeouts to get yourself in a position to score. So again, this makes Bora very dynamic. It makes your coach very important. In soccer, I feel your coach doesn't really have much control of the game off the field. But now, because of the introduction of timeouts, introduction of substitutions, your coach's mind is very important because he has to notice players' fatigue and bring you out accordingly. So it's going to be a very high-speed, high-intense game because players can substitute periodically in the game. I'm really, really considering allowing teams to substitute in play, as long as the player comes out and in on the point that they're required to come in and out from. We're gonna have to see that. We're gonna have to see what we're gonna do about that because somebody's gonna have to watch you. Somebody, I know the field judge is gonna be busy. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Anyway, you can vote on that. Just give me in the comments line. Let me know what you think. This game is under development. This is a development year. Next year, the league, the rules will be fixed throughout the whole season. So it's important that we get these rules down packed before end of 2019, because 2020 debut is gonna be fixed rules for the entire season. We're not going to be able to do what we're doing now, where we're adding rules as the game goes. By the time January 1st, the season kicks off, in January 1st, and it ends is September 27th. That's the cycle of the season every year. Um, the last day of September is the last day of the season. So the World Bora World Finals has to be played on on that last day. So now that we've got all that down packed, as far as the game is, how it's played, the number of positions on the field, we have to move on to the position names of the players on the field. So we start off with the back. The first line of defense is the guard. That's a position that's similar to your goalkeeper in soccer. Your guard is responsible for protecting the net and the top goal. So your guard is probably going to have to be somebody taller who can have a reach, an arm reach of the top goal. If they don't have an arm reach of the top goal, then teams with accurate shooters are going to have a field day on you. Okay? So guards will probably mostly be tall players. Second, the positions in front of the guards are called safety. The safeties are your two inside defenders. These are the defenders that defend inside the 4-point line for the most part. They're your central defenders. They are called safeties. Left safety, right safety. If you have one safety, it's just safety. That's his position. Okay. On this side, we have cornerbacks. Oh, now you're starting to see similarities in your other favorite games. Told you I was mixing everything into a pot of beauty. Left cornerback, right cornerback. So on the field, you'll see RCB, LCB, SS for the safeties, left flanker, right flanker. These are your midfielders who play on the left side, are called left flankers in Bora. I don't want to hear you guys coming to Bora games talking about, hey, where's the midfielder? That's not, I'm just doing this now so you guys have an understanding of exactly what's going on and what we're talking about. We're not going to have this back and forth about what's really good. It's the left flanker, it's the right flanker, it's the center. The center is the playmaker of the whole entire field. He's the baddest guy on the field as far as control, ball control, composure, and organization, pass accuracy. That's the guy who distributes the ball, calls the plays, calls the shots. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we've got those three in the mid area. Okay. Then now we've got forwards. Okay. So we've got left forwards, we've got right forwards, we've got central forwards. Those are the three slots your forwards can play in. But they're called forwards. So it's either CF, it's either LF, or RF. Okay. Then on the mid area, we've got LFL, left flanker. We've got center. We've got RFL, right flanker. Okay. RF, right forward. Not RFL, RF. CF, central forward. LF, left forward. Those are the positions in Bora. Because you got 10 players on the field, you're going to have the different numbers of players. You might have two centers, two centers, one left flanker, one right flanker. And then you have one center forward. Or you might have a left forward and a right forward, a center, a left flanker, right flanker, two safeties, and left cornerback, right cornerback, and a guard. Or you might have one safety, left cornerback, right cornerback, center, threes. So the grid is based on the three section, three forwards, three mid area players, and three defensive players. You feel me? Plus the guard. That makes 10 players on the field. So that's the players and the positions. Right. Now we're getting to the fun part. I'm going to make this a 1 hour video. So in 15 minutes, I'm going to round this down and I'm going to finish off what we're doing here. So now what we have going on is one of the most important things is the league itself. So we've talked about the game, we've talked about the positions, we've talked about the rules. All of these things are going to be written down for you guys to understand and to break down and to check out for yourself, so you know what's going on in Bora. But the big deal that we have going on in Bora is the league structure itself. This is where all the excitement comes in. I might even go over a little bit over an hour because this part is absolutely legendary. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So this is what makes Bora great. Our league structure is a relegation system. It's a global relegation system. So the top league in the world is called the World League. The World League. This is where the best of the best in Bora play. The World League only has 24 teams from around the world. Around the world, chaps. Not in your neighborhood, not in the United States, the world. So this means that the talent pool that we have to source players from to play in the World League is absolutely enormous. So I expect to have the most athletic, most talented players playing in the World League. Okay? And I also expect teams from all over the globe, and you'll see why just now. So the World League is a sizable league. It has 24 teams. Okay? It is also the largest league we have in Bora. Numbers wise, as per se. And I'll explain this also in a little bit. So we're going down the relegation system. At the top, we have the World League. Underneath the World League, we have Continental Championship Leagues. So we have Africa Continental Championship League, we have Europe, we have Asia, North America, South America, Oceania. 6 leagues in the continental level. Okay? The only people who move up in the continental level to the World League are your continental champions. You do not enter the World League unless you're the champion of your continent. It's extremely difficult to get into the World League, folks. It's not a game. Qualifying for World League status is serious business. It's serious business, okay? So, out of the 24 teams in the World League, it means 18 teams maintain their spot in the World League. And the bottom 6 teams say goodbye. Say goodbye. Oh, say goodbye. Because once you leave the World League, by gosh, it's going to be hard to get back in. But your continents ain't going to have easy opponents either. So, all right. So we've got 18 permanent positions that remain in the World League out of the 24 teams. Okay. We've got in the Continental Championship League, there's a total of 18 teams per league. All right. So you've noticed that things are getting pretty small as far as the reduction of teams. We had 18 teams in the World League before, but I felt that we wanted to create some sort of stability in the World League and dominance effect, because then now we would have a bunch of teams getting eliminated every year, and that would be tough. That would be real tough. So what we've done is that We we are going to take on the champions of the continents of the continental leagues, and they're gonna hop into the World League. The World League is your glory year. All right, so annually, at the end of every season, there's what we call the Tournament of Champions. So the world champion is not determined at in the World League. The World League has a World League champion. You're the league champion. Then every year we have the Tournament of Champions, which is uh, the biggest game in Bora. Tournament of Champions is based in um, in the nation of Zimbabwe. It is where we will host this tournament annually. It is the heart of the game, and it is where the Bora World Finals will be played. 40 teams qualify for this tournament, and I will explain that after I finish explaining the league structure on who gets in the Tournament of Champions. Okay, so right now let's get back to form here. So we've got the Continental Champions League, Continental Championship League, right? So we've got Africa Continental Championship League. Above that, we have the World League, 24 teams. Below that, we've got Continental Leagues, 18 teams. Below that, we've got national leagues. Okay? So your country, if you're the only team in Bora, you'll be the only team in your country. That means next season you're going to be promoted to the Continental Championship League. Okay? If you have more, um, if you have more than 4 countries in your continent, I mean, if you have more than 6 countries in your continent, um, then there's going to be a playoff for those 6 positions. Okay. So now in Africa, we've got 54 countries, 55, including Morocco. Okay. So we're going to have 55 countries playing for for 6 continental league positions. Okay. So that's a little complicated. That's a relegation. 6 teams go down from the continental, and 1 team goes up into the World League. Okay, so you really need to be aware of these relegation numbers and how they work, because they're not all the same. Sorry for moving the screen like that. They're not all the same. Okay, so from the World League going down, 6 teams are going to leave the World League, but that means 1 team is promoted from each section. Now you have to understand that the amount of teams that get relegated each year are going to be different depending on how many teams from your continent are getting relegated from the World League. Okay, because you can have 5 African teams get relegated in 1 year. Let's say Africa had a really good run in the World League, and we had 6, 7 teams in the World League. Okay, then 1 year we all do very badly, and 5 teams get relegated from Africa down to the lower leagues. This means that that year is going to be a very bad thing for African teams, especially in the African Championship League, because that means that not only are your regular 6 going down, but an additional 4 or 5 teams are also getting relegated that year, because we have a push down system. So 5 teams leave the World League, you're going to lose the regular 6 plus 5. So 11 teams are going to be pushed out of the African Championship League into their various national leagues. So let's say those 4 teams are from Zimbabwe. That means that Zimbabwe is going to have 4 team relegation in their national league level 1. Now, moving on, what's below the African Championship leagues? We've got national leagues. Okay, so a national league has 3 linear leagues. So you have National League 1, National League 2, National League 3. Okay, all of these leagues have 18 teams each, just like just like your just like our thingy bob here. our championship league. Okay, they're all of 18, 18, 18, 18. Three levels. So national leagues are called level Bora. Sorry, I keep shaking, man. I keep getting excited. It's called level Bora. That's what's played. There's 5 levels in the national league systems. Okay, so we're starting at the top. World League status, 24 teams. African Continental Championship, 18 teams. National League level 1, 18. National League level 2, 18. National League level 3, 18. Then the National League splits into 4 leagues. Okay, National League 4 East, North, West, South. Okay, there's 4 leagues below the the regular um, the regular National League 3. Okay, so that's 4. That's the regional league. Okay, 18 teams in those leagues. All right, so 4 is the regional league now. Now you're no longer playing national. Now you're going to start understanding a little bit more about Bora. National League 4 is regional, and it's got 18 teams in it. National League 5. National League 5 is level 5 Bora. And level 5 Bora is City League Bora. That is the lowest level of Bora you can play. Okay? It's the lowest level of Bora you can play. And those leagues have 14 teams. 14 teams. So we're looking at the structure right here. We've got World League. We got African Championship League. And this thing is not focusing. Sorry, guys, you can't even see that. Basically, I'm trying to draw the triangle for you, but I'll have to redo that in a much thicker form. So we're talking World League. We've got African Championship League. Probably should have done this before the video, eh? Okay, that's 6 branches wide. Then we've got national leagues under continental championships. That goes down 3 levels. Then the 4th level is a 4 split. And then the 5th level is the City League level. Now, let me explain the City League level because the City League is very, very important. Every new team that joins the Bora World League comes in at the City League. That's the base of where you can join if you want to start a new club. Now, City Leagues are a maximum of 14 teams. There's going to be a lot of City Leagues out there. Okay? Now, every City League is attached to a regional level 4 league. So if you're if you want to start a City League because you don't have any teams in your region, you contact the league. The league contacts your national office, and then we will launch a City League in your area. So let's say I live in the Miami area, so we're gonna have a Miami City League. Okay, we'll call it Miami-Dade 1. Okay, so Miami-Dade 1 City League is going to consist of 14 teams. Whatever 14 teams that are in the Miami-Dade region are going to join Miami-Dade City League 1. Okay. Now, other teams may come up in the community as well. If this league in the Miami-Dade area is full, League 1, then they can form a Miami City League 2. That league is linear. It's at the same level as my league. All city leagues at the same level. Okay. Now, what happens is that the City League champion, because we're going to have multiple teams in the City League levels, they're going to compete in a playoff for a spot in there. in their region. So they're going to compete for 6 positions in the quarter that they work in. Okay, so what am I saying? So okay, I'm going to use Miami for an example. I'm the owner of the Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, okay. Miami, I'm copying another team, but whatever. For the sake of the discussion, I'm the owner of the Miami Hurricanes Bora Club. I would like to launch a Bora Club for $100 a month, please. I registered my team on the Bora World League website. I now joined the City League of Miami-Dade 1. Okay? Now, where do I play? What is my movement towards the World League? Because every team is trying to get to the World League. That's your mission in life. So we're going to start in Miami-Dade City League, which is really USA League, City League, Miami City League Level 5. That's the full name of my league. USA Miami City League Level 5. That's the name of my league, okay? Where do we qualify to? We qualify for the Southeast, for the USA South, the USA East League. That's what we qualify for, okay? Because Miami is on the east side. No point in us being south. South will probably be Texas, Louisiana. All those states will have the south level. So I'm here playing in my city league, right? So there's only 6 spots in the south region, okay? So that means that my team is going to have to play in a playoff to vie for those 6 spots. So the region is divided into 6 areas, and the teams are geographically set up for the playoff to the nearest 16. The nearest teams in the playoffs will be pulled together to match those 6 spots. So let's say Miami has to. So now Miami is not going to have to travel longer than maybe to Jacksonville. It's the furthest place you have to go, depending on how many city league teams there are that win their league. Okay, but at the end of the day, you're going to play the teams that are closest to you until there's 6 teams that qualify for to move up into the USA Level 4 South. Okay, so that's how it works as far as Bora playoffs after you've won your league. So this is why the city leagues have 14 teams. Okay, first of all, you're a low startup team, so you're not going to be able to pull players to play such a long season as the World League. It's probably going to be your 9 to 5 players. This is my thought process and all that. I'm sorry, this video is long, but I'm going to break down why I created the league in such a fashion. I want every young man and woman to be able to participate in the Bora World League. Okay, so here's the important bits that you need to understand. That the guy who plays in the city league level is the guy who loves the game, but has another life. Okay, he's not going to earn as much money as your World League players. Those are going to be your full-time LeBron James type pro players. Okay, the millions, the ones who earn millions of dollars. That's expected, the World League status. At the city league level, you're going to be your startup teams. You're going to be your guys who play in the local game. You play for the fun of the game. You play for fitness reasons. You're not playing. You're not a real title contender. You have a chance. Everyone has a chance to be world champion, but you guys are not your all-star, pro players that are going to be top of the line. So you're not going to earn a living from playing Bora. You're going to make some extra money. The Bora is designed so that even the guy in the city league level can make, $300-400 a month playing Bora. That's the idea. That's the agenda of this game. This is why I want everybody playing it, because it will allow through our revenue share systems, which we'll go into in the next video because I'm already getting tired. And I'm going to go deep into that in the next video tomorrow, and you'll learn more about the revenue share and how the money moves in Bora. But basically, the idea is that we want our players to earn at the lowest level, the city league level, to make $300-400 a month. So we want the clubs to be a positive cash outflow to people who actually play the game. Okay, and you're gonna see how you can get your club to do that in the next couple of videos, or unless I have enough strength to carry on. All right, so where are we? 14 teams in the City League max. That means you're playing 26 game season at the City League level. Okay? At the City League, you play a 26 game season. At the level 4, you're playing a 34 game season. And level 3, you're playing 34 game season. Level 2, 34 games. Level 1, 34 games. African Championship, 34 games. Then the World League is where you play 46 game season. So World League status plays a lot of games. You have a lot of season games as a World League teams, and everybody's really got most of their attention on you. So these City League levels 26, because City League has to play a lot more playoff games because there's a wider range of city leagues in the country. That's why they have 26 games. But if you qualify and win your league, you're going to play about 4 or 5 extra games before you qualify for level 4 for the next season. Okay? Now, so that's the basics of the league structure. We start at level 5 in each country. That's the city league level. Every league has a full league name that we can abbreviate. Okay, so there's USA L1, so you know that's the top league in America. L2, L3. Then there's USA E L4, so you know it's East level 4. You know it's South level 4. You know it's North level 4. Then you have the USA level 5. Okay, and that's 14 teams. All right, and level 4 is 18 teams, and 6 teams are relegated on level 4. 6 team relegation level 4. Okay, so that means 12 teams survive, and then 4 teams move up, or 1 team moves out of up on level 4. Sorry, the champ, because there's 4 teams that move up from level. Since there's south, north, east, west, 1 team moves up into level 3. Actually, no, I'm gonna be a nice guy and make a change right now. 2 teams move up from level 4. Okay, we gotta make it realistic and give people chances. Okay, so the top 2 teams move up from level 4. That means level 3, 8 teams are relegated. 8 teams are relegated from level 3 to accommodate for the 2 teams that are moving up from each area, from north, south, east, and west leagues. Okay. All right. So from League 3 to League 2, it's 4 teams. This is now the linear leagues. So we're looking at level 3. We're not going straight up level 2, level 1. This is not a triangle anymore, because from level 3 is where the split occurs into 4 lower level 4 leagues. Okay, so those level 4 leagues split into the base city league status level. So city league has unlimited leagues. It can have an unlimited amount of leagues. And then we move up into level 4 status. Level 4 status has 4 leagues, parallel leagues. Then we move up into level 3 status, which has 1 national league, and that goes up level 2 above it, and then level 1 above level 2. So when we're talking relegation, we're talking from the bottom, 6 teams come up from City League to level 4, and 2 teams are promoted from level 4 to level 3 from each area, and 8 teams are relegated from level 3, and 4 teams move up on level 3 to level 2, and 4 teams are relegated from level 2 to level 3, and 4 teams move up from level 2 to level 1, and 4 teams are relegated from level 1 to level 2. Okay, then the champ moves up to um, African Championship League in the playoff for the shit, 6 spots on the African Championship League. So just because you won your national level 1 and you're the national champ doesn't mean you're automatically going to get into the Continental Championship League. That requires you also to qualify for the spot. Right now, we have 6 teams that will be relegated from the Continental Championship League. I'd like to turn that into 8. All right, it's now 8. This is the beauty of creating something you can change at a whims. Why am I changing to 8? Because in 8, I can split the regions into um into 4 and have 2 teams qualify from each region. You see, that makes my life easier. You feel me? So and you get seeded as well. So we're gonna qualify 8 teams, but you get seeded for your playoffs. So you get into your region settings, north, south, east, west. So North America, we're gonna have Mexico, USA. We're gonna have the Caribbean teams, Canada, and other teams in that northwest region. But it's really gonna help to set up an easy playoff structure when you allow 8 teams. Plus, it allows more teams to qualify for the championship every season. So don't fail, because 12 teams remain in the Continental Championship League and 8 teams get relegated. That's going to make a lot of shifting. It makes for a lot of shifting. So, in other words, it allows faster movements up and down the Bora World League ladder system. If you slip up, you can fall pretty fast. In 3 years, you can be down to level 3 Bora from championship, you know, or in that same 3 years, you can be up to to playing in the World League. So that's the main structure of the league, folks. I'm sorry, I really went haywire with that, but you'll see the final numbers on BoraWorldLeague.com on Bora College, where you learn about the rules of the game. The relegation system will be very clear on where teams fall and how many teams fall or get promoted from each section. But if you're smart, you'll get what I'm talking about. It's very important that you understand this ladder system, because you can launch your team with $100 a month, and you can end up taking your team from literally the bottom of the World League, and then in 7 years you can be playing in the World League, playing against the best in the world, traveling around the globe. So here's another thing: how do I make Bora work for everyone? The league structure is very important to the level of your team. As you can see, the City League is called City League for a reason, because you're playing local games. You're not going to have to travel more than 150 miles to play a City League game until you're playing in the playoffs. You're really not going to have to travel. So when you're running a team, you're going to quickly realize that, hey, wait a minute, I'm playing guys around the Miami area, Fort Lauderdale, Broward area. You're playing in South Florida. So you're not going to be worried about, you know, you're not going to be freaking out about where you're playing and who you're going to play, because you already know basically that the teams you're going to play are local. So it's very affordable for your working players. So some of your players are not going to, especially if you're launching a team, your players are not going to be making a profit. They're going to be making a bit of a loss because each player is required to pay for play. It's a pay for play league, but there's a reward for every player. That's what makes it different to soccer in the USA. I heard a lot of people complaining about how football is being run in America and the pay for play system, and they're complaining that, oh, this reduces the talent pool. Nonsense. If you want to play a game, you're going to have to invest in it. Nobody's going to subsidize for you to go and play soccer, so no one is going to subsidize for you to play Bora. If you're going to play Bora, it's because you believe in the game and you want to participate. Your memberships go to pay for fields so you have games and nice facilities. That's why we charge $60 a month for you to play Bora. It's a standard global rate. Everyone around the world, doesn't matter where you are around the globe, you're paying 60 US dollars to play Bora. If you have to exchange it into your local currency, you can do so. But at the end of the day, everybody's paying 60 bucks a month to play this game. All right. That money is funneled right back into the players. We don't make a profit as the league for bringing in that $60 a month. We use a lot of that money to rent facilities and to create establishments so that players have somewhere to play. That's the whole purpose of this of the membership fee. Um, Broadcasting. Every team's game is broadcasted online at BoraWorldLeague.com. We have Bora Networks, which is a network that broadcasts all of our games. Um, as a team owner, you get training on how the Bora network system works. But basically, as what you need to know as the public is that every game is pay per view and is watchable on BoraWorldLeague.com. So if you're a fan, if you become a fan of your local club, you're going to have access to your club's home games. You're going to be able to watch all your club's home games online for free. They're included in your membership. If your club goes and plays on the road somewhere else, then and that team is not in your division, then you're going to have to watch. You're going to have to buy that game pay per view for $2. You know, it's very cheap, anywhere from $1 to $3 per game to watch. Um, so that's how the Bora system works as far as viewerships. This allows every team to be broadcasted. I think what people need to understand about Bora World League and what makes Bora special is that the City League games are broadcasted and the World League game are broadcasted. So as long as you're participating in this sport, you're gonna have a complete archive of every game that you play. Like this is what makes truly makes Bora great, is that you're going to be able to watch yourself your entire career. You're going to have it on tape. You can't say that about any local soccer league you've played in. You can't say that about any basketball league, any other sport that you've played in your whole entire life. You can't say two things. You can't say that you earn monetary rewards, and you can't say that every game that you play is going to be filmed and available for other people to watch you. Now, if people are watching you, it all depends on your fan base. But basically, Bora is going to be a wonderful sporting industry for all of those who decide to join because, one, you're going to be able to be a player in Bora and make some money. You're going to be able to be a team owner and make some money. You're going to be able to be a host and make some money. You're going to be able to be a broadcaster and make some money. You can be a fan and make some money. So there's 5 positions you can play in this game in the Bora World League. You can be a fan and you get paid. I'll show you in the next few videos how you can make money as a fan. Um, this is the only league in the world, the only pro league where fans can earn a living off of the league. Um, 2, if you're a player, you can make money from playing the game. Our compensation system is brilliant. It's a monthly system. We cycle every month. So you've got to start. Once I tell you the compensation plan, I'm going to save that for the next video because it's so exciting on its own. But you get paid for all the transactions that occur in your club, you get a percentage of that as a player. So your contracts are not fixed contracts like in the NBA where they sign Russell Westbrook for $170 million for 4 years. So now teams have to, share that cost of paying Russell and all that shit. Excuse my language. But in Bora, we're basically paying you for your membership. You get paid according to your membership. Um, according to your team's member base. Since your subscribers are paying a monthly membership to support your club, that's the base of your team's income. So when you pay your $60 a month dues, it allows you to play in a Bora secured facility. Okay, when you're playing in a Bora secured facility, you can now sell tickets to your games. Okay, because all the seating's already in the Bora systems because of where you're playing. So you can sell tickets to the games. You can sell pay-per-view for people to watch your games. Those are the two most important things. And you can sell your team club memberships. So your club from nothing, you can have $100 and you sign up and register a team today. You're gonna earn from your gate sales. Okay, you're gonna earn from your memberships from your members subscribing to your team, and you're going to earn money from broadcasting. And I forgot the last and most important thing: there's a bonus pool, an entire league bonus pool. Money is pulled together from every transaction that happens in the Bora World League. So basically, we take commissions as a league from every transaction that happens within the league, and we pool most of that money into a bonus pool that's paid out monthly. And your team is paid according to its current ranking. Okay. So world ranking is very important. You can be playing City League Miami, but you might want to start winning some games because it affects your world ranking. The higher your world ranking goes, the more returns you get in the bonus pool. So when you launch a team for $100 a month, the first thing you want to do is increase your ranking so that you can start receiving more money from bonus pool before you have any fans, before you even recruit a fan, before you even join a division so you can broadcast your games. You are going to start receiving bonus pool income by just investing your $100 a month and having 10 qualified players, meaning you've registered 10 players so you can start in a game. You've got 10 registered players and you're paying your $100 a month. That means you are eligible to receive bonus pool income. Once your team is eligible for bonus pool income, you're getting a check every month. That check now is shared between the team and its players. So as a player, by the if you're in a team that has less than 10 players, you're not getting a bonus pool. You're gonna have to make money from your memberships and build up that way. But once you have 10 players signed on your team is now eligible for the Bora bonus pool. And you'll see it on the BoraWorldLeague.com because we document the increase of the bonus pool on a monthly basis. Okay? And it's paid out according to your world ranking. The more higher rank you are, the more shares of the bonus pool you have, the more money your team will make every month. You understand? So the more the league grows, the more the bonus pool grows, the more the interest in the game is going to grow, and the more you get paid as a young owner in the league. That's going to help you rent your own fields if you want to be a host as well. So if you don't want to host your own games, you can look for people who are hosting Bora games in your local area, and you can team up with them and book those fields for all your home games. You see what I'm saying? This is the beauty of Bora. I'm telling you, Bora is going to be, it's spectacular. You can just be a host in Bora. If you own a field in the middle of Iowa, you can set it up to make it a Bora ready field, set up some bleachers, set up some concession stands, and you can have a 2, 3,000, 4,000 seater mini stadium sitting in the middle of Iowa. Then you can have Sioux City, you can have Omaha, you can have a couple of teams in the Ames, Iowa, come and play in that field. Now you're selling tickets as a team. You just started a team in the City League. You're in the Des Moines, or you're in the Iowa City League, and you are now participating, playing your home games in Sioux City. Now you may be from Ames, Iowa, but there's no stadium in Ames for you, so you go book that That host who's hosting Bora games is there, who's conditioned his field to be Bora specific and is compliant with the Bora regulations. And all you have to do as a team owner is call them and book their field to play your Bora games. Now you're earning gate income. Now you're broadcasting because you've joined a division, because teams in a division all broadcast under one network. This is how you don't have to own 10,000 cameras on your own as a new team. You don't have to come into this league with a broadcasting team behind you. When you come into the league, you have to join a division and you have to join a city league. I didn't even tell you guys about Division Bora yet because I'm saving that for the next video. So there's two leagues you're gonna play in. You're gonna play in the World League, which is what I just explained, and you're gonna join a division. A division consists of 5 teams. Every year, January 1st, when the World League starts, you play your division league first. You're gonna play your league, your division opponents. It's kind of like preseason, but it's not. It's actually another separate league, but it's kind of like preseason, but it's not. So when you play in your division is your partners in the Bora system. Those teams share a network with you. So you're gonna be allocated your own division network channel. So Bora has got a whole bunch of networks. We got Bora 1 to 10, which is your league controlled channels. So when I'm broadcasting as a league and I'm focusing on a particular big game, a playoff game, those are broadcasted on the league channels and are free for everyone to watch around the world. Um, those are the sponsored channels. Then you have your league channels, your division channels. So in Miami, we have BNet 305. So there's 5 teams in Miami which are in the World League. Excuse me. Those teams are part of the BNet 305, Bora Networks 305, Sunshine Bora division. That's the name of that division. So that division broadcasts on BNet 305. So when you come into the league, a division network is also a contractor. Remember I told you there's 5 ways you can make money in Bora. So you guys, when you form a division, you're not going to film yourself. You're going to solicit a Bora certified broadcasting company. Okay? You're going to solicit them to say, hey, come and film my division. Okay? So when a broadcasting company teams up with a division, that's 5 teams that they're going to film home games for an entire season. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of income earning potential from the pay-per-views, the cheap pay-per-view that we charge, and a portion of your fan base membership fee. This is how broadcasters earn money. They pay out to the teams a portion of the pay-per-view, and the teams pay out to the videographer, the video teams, the video company, a portion of their membership. Everybody gets paid according to the productivity that's created. Okay? There's no owing, I'm going to owe this video company a bunch of money. No. That video company is going to sign your division in according to the performance of your division. So they're going to walk in and say, okay, wait a minute. I want to broadcast for the Sunshine Bora division. Okay. So the Bora regulations, I'm going to teach you in Bora College what you need to do to qualify to be broadcasting on our system on Bora networks. Then you're going to get all the training on how to connect to the big network and how to broadcast your channel. You're going to have access to your page on Bora Networks .com and Bora World League, and you'll be able to broadcast without contacting me as Bora itself. Obviously, you're going to have access to our technical department, but basically anyone can broadcast from anywhere in the world and connect back to BoraWorldLeague.com. That's the brilliance of our game. So imagine if your team is popular and you've got, 100,000 fans, you're going to make a bit of money from your fan base, and your broadcaster is going to be interested in you. So you as a team owner hold a very important position. First of all, you want to join a division. You want to join a division with some clout. You don't want to team up with teams that have 10 fans. That team has got 5 members. That team has got 15 members. Your team has got 2. So combined as a division, you guys have a total of about 150 fans. That's not generating a lot of money for you. So it's going to be difficult for you guys to attract a viable independent video broadcasting company. You see what I'm saying? But those of you who are in the World League are going to end up signing with ESPN on Bora. Because best believe these big companies are going to come into Bora and they're going to sign a broadcasting deal with the division. They're going to do it because it'll make sense. The sheer scale of pay-per-views that will come for World League teams is going to be enormous amounts of money for broadcasters. So broadcasters are really going to jump into the game of broadcasting for your division. They get base income because you're going to share your division income, your club income with the videographer. So they get a portion of that, and they get to get a piece of the pay-per-view money too. So um, it's big money for clubs. It's really big money, and the higher your level is as a club, the more money you're gonna make. And as a broadcaster, same scenario. As a host, same scenario. So we're gonna have hosts that are gonna be begging for a Bora team to come into their stadiums. So you're gonna have people who own big time stadiums. They may not own the big time Bora team, but they're gonna own a big time stadium, and they're gonna say to you, "Hey, listen, hey, this team in Dallas, come and play at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. We will line up that field to make it Bora ready for you for your season." You know, um, the season runs from January until September. NFL starts in August, September. You know what I'm saying? The month of September is Tournament of Champions. So basically, all your home games will be done by August. So you could play your division games at the Cotton Bowl, or you could, the same thing. And then you could move into the Cowboy Stadium after the Super Bowl and play the rest of your season in the Cowboy Stadium. They can do that for you, because you're a world class team that's bringing in 90,000 fans a game. So the Cowboys owner will make his money from hosting your games. Once you learn and go to Bora College and understand my system, you guys are gonna think that I'm the mad scientist of sports, because I am the mad scientist of sports. I've created a way for you to make a killing from $100 a month risk. I've created you to make a potential great income from $60 as a player a month. This is a monthly system, folks. Think of it as in monthly terms. Think of this bonus money, these payouts. You see, as a team is contractually has to announce how much they're going to pay the players preseason. So when you're running around looking for a team, you're gonna know, okay, the Orlando Seekers are paying out 45% to players. So you already know that when this team brings in X amount of dollars, 45% of that is getting paid out to players. You know that you're gonna make some bread. So you're already sitting there like, oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I want to play for the Seekers. Then the Seekers are gonna offer you as a player different amenities. So they might say, okay, we've got our own private gym that you're going to be able to use. We've got our own private medical staff. We've got our own private bus. We've got our private aircraft. You know what I'm saying? We've got an average of 300,000 viewers per game. So these are the things that you're going to be looking into as a player to say, hey, wait a minute. Exactly what team do I want to play for? Do I want to play for the Seekers? Because it seems like the Seekers are getting paid. So I want to play for the Seekers. Who do I want to play for? This league is so simple, yet so powerful, that anyone can come into this league and go from nothing. This is why I made Bora, because you can have 15 of your friends, 20 of your friends come together and say, yo, we can get this money. Let's launch our own Bora team. You go join your little silly in your own town. You go pick a town and you say, let's base ourselves in this town and let's be the heroes of this town. There's a lot of small towns across America with 50,000, 100,000 people living in those towns, and they don't have any professional sports, none whatsoever. and you walk into that town and you sign and you create a Bora club for $100 a month, and you go door to door and you beg people to become fans of your team, and your club earns $10 a month from your membership, direct cash intake, after you've paid your videographer, after you've paid the league, after you've paid into the bonus pool, you walking away with $10 a member. Think about that. 1,000 members earn you 10 grand a month. Now that's it. You got 10 grand a month, and you got 20 players on your contracts and your little front office. You guys have got a little small business going on right there. This is why I say on the low end, your team's players should be earning $400 to $500 a month. Just after launch. If you're 3 months, 6 months into the league, you guys should be bringing in $400-500 a month each. And you're playing a competitive sport, organized league, competitive sport. Forget your softball team. Ain't nobody wants to play on your softball team no more. You don't want to do that. Why? You want to play Bora. Why? Because you're getting broadcasted in every game that you play. You get to watch yourself. Your kids get to watch. It becomes a family affair being part of your club. I'm taking sports and disbanding it from these bottlenecked leagues that have teams that tie down an entire sport and control a sport, to allowing the masses to determine who their champion is. So you have a chance to make it to the top through the bonus system. You want to increase your rankings, so you make more of the bonus pool. You want to increase your fan base by connecting with your community, okay? And being a good part of your community. You want to connect with your fans that way, right? Okay? You want to connect with your hosting partners. So you get a good host, so you can play in a nice facility where you can sell tickets. You want to get a nice video broadcasting partner. So your division, you sign a nice 5-year lease with contract with your division. You got a videographer for 5 years. Your games are on pay-per-view. Your games are scheduled. You got a host. You've done your part as an owner. You can do all these things from your smartphone. You don't need to go anywhere to set up all these things. Getting a host, getting a video broadcasting partner, getting in a division. All of those are set. The only teams that have to figure these out are the teams that are new today. Because when your division league contract expires, you can either re-sign with your division or you're going to transfer to a different division. But by the time the season starts, you'll be part of a division. You feel me? So that gives you a chance to create a team. Even if your division is smaller partners right now, you can have small partners in your division. You can have small cities and small towns in your region where you team up with those clubs to form your division with the purpose of developing the game in your community and bringing your community together. Tickets are not expensive for board games. Families will be able to go out, 4 or 5 people for $50 a game. Think about that. This is the difference we want to make in our communities. We're not here to rape our communities, to pay $200 to go to a sporting event, to spend $15 on a beer at a game. We want to be the stadium, the facilities where people can come and enjoy a board game, an affordable day out with the family and friends. Where you come in and you're buying $4 beers, where you're paying $10 and your kids are paying $5 a ticket to come into a Bora game. This is a community binding sport. That's what Bora is about. And you can launch your team for $100 a month. Folks, this is powerful. Now, your division, I'm not done with your division. Your division, you're going to play your teams in your division home and away. That's 8 games, 8 preseason games before you play your World League status. 9th game is a division championship game. The top 2 teams in the division play in the division championship game. The winner of the division championship game plays in a playoff. The playoff leads to a seat in the tournament of champions. You have to become your continent's playoff, your division, continental division champion. So this is what happens. When you win your division, let's say Miami wins this division, you are now getting a playoff system where you play the nearest team to you, geographically located to you. So you're going to start off playing the teams that won their division close to you. in a playoff until you win your continental seat. That's hard to do, folks. But guess what? Those playoff games are very important in creating revenue for your team because these are midweek games. They give you an extra game during the week. They allow your fans to play for a do or die situation during the season, which makes bigger hype, which makes bigger money, and which allows your team to play against teams you normally wouldn't see in the ranking systems. So you normally not gonna you're gonna be playing higher ranked teams. You understand what I'm saying? So the division game has an advantage because if you're a smaller club and you're a bunch of nobodies, but you've amassed a talented team and you win your newly made division. So a newly made division is not hard to win because you're gonna have five teams that are around your level. Now you're getting a chance to go into a playoff with well-known teams from your region because remember, division playoffs do not discriminate on league level. They discriminate on distance from the next opponent. You see what I'm saying? Because this is also to reduce cost of travel and to make sure that lower level teams are able to make appearances. So if you're playing, you're gonna first whip up your team. Let's say I'm in Doral, Florida. I'm gonna whip up the team in Doral. Then I'm gonna go whip up the team in Kendall. I've played 2 rounds of Bora playoffs, division playoffs, right? But then now I'm gonna go and play the Miami Knights. The Miami Knights are a World League team. These fools are playing in the biggest stadium in South Florida. See, now as a little guy, I have the opportunity to knock off a big fish. Not only do I have the opportunity to do that, I have the opportunity to play them in their home field because the division playoff goes upon current ranking status. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're ranked 850 and Miami Knights is ranked number 5 in the world, you, the 850 team, are going to have to play on the road in the division playoffs against the Miami Knights. And that gives you more money. So the lower level ranked team doesn't have to worry about that because you don't want a top 5 team in the world to come and play at your park. See, that doesn't make any sense, does it? But you're on the road now. You're playing division playoffs. You have to prove that you're worthy to be in the World League. So the whole point of division playoffs is for you to get your team into the Tournament of Champions. And if you get your team into the Tournament of Champions, my friend, you're going to make a lot of money this year. So Bora now becomes a lottery game for everybody who participates. Because if you can get out of your division and make the playoffs and you go on a little run, you guys can pocket hundreds of thousands of dollars without having a single fan following your team. In fact, you're going to pick up fans because you're playing against established organizations. So these are the things that are going to start going on in Bora that are going to make Bora grow, that are going to make Bora stronger and Bora better and more exciting. The news, the articles that are going to be that you're going to be able to read in the league are going to be enormous. There's going to be enormous news opportunities. There's going to be enormous articles going on. There's going to be enormous and big time stories that we're all going to follow together watching Bora 1. BNet 1 is a global channel. Anyone in the world can watch BNet 1 besides your division channel. And then if you want the all access pass, you can watch every team in the world on Bora Networks. You have the all access pass. Most people are going to get the all access pass and forget about paying $1 or $2 per game for the season because the all access pass basically gives you access to every team in the world. And that money goes towards paying every broadcaster, and it goes towards paying the bonus pool for these teams. You see, so this is where we go right, guys. This is where we're gonna do this thing right, and you, the fans, are gonna get to enjoy this shit. You're really gonna love this. You're gonna love Bora. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be absolutely exciting. And you know, coming from a small division, you can now go and play against the big dogs, and if you can beat them, so people, this is where athletes who are good can become team owners early, because you no longer just have to be loyal to the established club. If you're disgruntled in the way things are run, you can be a player owner, go launch your team, unite your team, bring in your team together and create your club and build your club to greatness. If you don't have money, start it at level one, at the City League, level five. Sorry, play at the City League level. If you've got what it takes, pay the $100,000 and launch your team at the World League status instantly. Instant, because we've got space, we got room. There's only 12 teams right now in the World League. This is where Bora is at right now. There's a lot of room for you to launch your club at any level. Right now, we've got continental teams, continental slots going for 10,000. Sorry, for 50,000 a team. You've got your National League level one for 10 grand. Your National League level two is $5,000. Your National League level three is $1,000. Your National League level four is $500 initial, but it's all the teams pay $100 a month, regardless of level. This is initiation fee, and your City League level is $100. There's $0 initiation fee. So to start out in a City League, bro, you got $100 and you're in the game. You're in the game. And next season you're gonna play League Four because there aren't any teams in League Four. So you're gonna get promoted. If you're top of the league, if you win your City League, there's gonna be no playoffs for you because there's gonna be 18 slots available in the South region. So in the first year, you got a chance to move right up into L4 and fill that up quickly. That's a $500 value for you. I mean, it's not, you're not really getting away with stuff. I would rather quickly save up $1,000 and get my team in level 3 right away. And next year I'll be level 2. So as teams come into the league, I'm already setting myself in position and putting myself in a place where my team is going to be competing, because fans aren't going to be looking at you if you're City League. Players aren't going to be looking at you if you're City League. If you're starting off level 2, you're going to attract players because you're instantly at a higher level. So players want to play for you, the good ones. The talent will be drawn to your club. You can go and trade players with a City League level 5 for cash on the auction market. Oh, that's one thing. We haven't, there's so much more to go. I haven't even gone into the blue chip system, the compensation for players, how players get paid. It is percentage based, but it's a little deeper than that. I'm going to go into that deeply in the next video. But basically, you're paid through blue chips. Every team has got 1 million blue chips that they allocate to player and coach salaries. So when you sign with the Bora team, you're going to negotiate the amount of blue chips. So if you go on BoraWorldLeague.com and you're a registered fan and you go into the team profiles, every team is going to publish its blue chip value for the month. That shows you how much each team is paying out per blue chip in the previous month. So you're going to know if I sign for 20,000 blue chips and they're worth $1 each, I'm going to earn 20 grand a month. So this is where you see how much a team can pay you on a regular salary. So it's an amazing system we're using. It avoids bankruptcies and losses and all those things, because if you don't get fans in the seats this month, your blue chip value is going to tank, and you're not going to make a lot of money that month. If you make the playoffs and you're winning and you gain fans and people are watching pay-per-view, your blue chip value skyrockets. You make money. You've got 12 training sessions a month, and you'll have a maximum of 4 games a month. So you don't have to worry as a player. If guys don't show up to training, they get penalized 5% of their blue chip commissions, and that gets split amongst the players who did show up to training. So it's players that want to play the game. This is the sport to play, because you're literally paying $60 a month, which is just the same as a gym membership fee. Not like we're breaking your legs for this. This is the same as a phone bill. You can play pro sports for the price of a phone bill. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I put in a lot of time into this to get you this game. But once we put it together and we're all working hard and everybody who participates in Bora is doing their part, we're going to have a wonderful system that has so much earning potential. And all of you can make money. All right, we're going to shut this video down in 10 minutes, 2 hours. It's never going to be this long again. But in the last 10 minutes, what else haven't we gone over here? Um, in the last 10 minutes of this video, what can I talk about that you guys are going to learn about in the league? Um, Geez. Oh, refereeing and officiating. You can make money in the gig economy. We pay you to referee the games and to officiate the games. You can make 75 to $100 a game. So that's another income earner that's going to be functioning in the league. Is that all these games are going to need officiating, and the higher the league that you're officiating, the bigger the payout is going to become. But for city league level, it's going to be about 40, $50 a game. And I think it just goes a little higher in each game. So by the time you're talking level one USA, you might be earning, $1,000 a game as a referee. So the guys who ref USA level one games are really going to make a nice pie, a nice pie. And you're going to have a rating system that you get rated by team owners. So it's going to be quite effective in that if your rating is low, you don't get to qualify to rate the bigger games. You don't get hired for those games. So it maintains quality of officiating on its own. And you want to get to World League status and officiate Tournament of Champions, get to fly to Zimbabwe every year for free. I'm a Zimbabwean by citizenship, but I live in the United States. And, my country has been struggling through a harsh economy right now. And I plan to save my nation by bringing the Tournament of Champions to Zimbabwe. And once we do that, um, every year, imagine all these participating teams are going to be watching Bora being played in Africa. You're going to be watching this game being played in the Kingdom of Monomotapa, the House of Stone, the great Zimbabwe. We're going to build an entire city dedicated to Bora. I'm going to build Khufu Stadium, which is going to be a pyramid stadium dedicated to the pharaoh Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza. I'm going to build a stadium and a hotel in his honor. And that's where the Tournament of Champions, the Bora World Finals, will be played on an annual basis. And so, these are part of the things that I have planned for the future. But yeah, 40 teams qualify for the Tournament of Champions. Out of those teams, the 24 World League teams automatically qualify for the Tournament of Champions. The six continental champions automatically qualify for the Tournament of Champions. And the six division playoff winners automatically qualify for the Tournament of Champions. So that's 36 teams that are already in, I believe. 24 plus 6, that's 30 plus 6, yeah, 36. Then we have 4 teams that will qualify based on a world ranking. So the next ranked 4 teams will make it in to the Tournament of Champions. So this will probably mean the couple of teams that don't win their continental leagues, the next 4 best teams from those leagues will probably qualify if they've got the ranking to back it up. But yeah, those are the teams that qualify for the Tournament of Champions in Africa. So you as a City League team can qualify through your division. You're not going to win. You're not going to get in the Tournament of Champions through your World League level because you're still level 5. You're still in the low league. So it's going to take you 6-7 years if you're winning out every year to get to the Tournament of Champions. But you can qualify every year if you win that division playoff. So that's the key of the game, folks. The key of the game is winning the division playoff. It's also that gives importance to your division. Meanwhile, you only play 8 division games, so your league starts off with extremely important games. Because you whack those division games and you don't get in the championship game at least to start off that playoff run, you got a lot of work to do in your league. At least you'll have the league to get yourself straightened out and to win your games. But if you're city league level, your league is pretty much done in in April. In April the city league teams are done. 14 games, 14 teams, 26 regular season games, um, all bunched up, and and you know, and that's what you guys are going to be doing. If you're smart, you guys will book your city league team so you play like 2 games a weekend in your city league stadium. So city leagues should actually get smart and combine your home games because you're not going to be filling up stadiums. So it's better to get 4 of your teams and you guys play each other in your league games scheduled for that weekend. You all play together same day. You play 2 games a day, on the day, and you can cover your league in a couple of months. You'll be done with your season. So it's all up to you guys. How you schedule your games is up to you as a league, as a city league. You pretty much have authority on your league because each president or each club sits on the board of that league. So the sponsorship contracts are signed. You can have a league sponsor, a corporate sponsor, and they'll pay you guys money to put up their signs all over your fields as long as you maintain the regulations that we guide. We don't have sponsors on Bora Networks. The Bora Networks is completely funded by fans and players, so we don't have TV sponsors um, for that. And but your division can have a sponsor, and you can have field advertising done. So we're just not going to name a league after after your sponsors, but your division can be. So you can have the Walmart Sunshine Board division. We're talking about the Miami Board League division. Those companies will pay big dollars for big teams. But that's the only part you can sponsor. When you come into World League status, when you're playing Bora World League status, we don't allow sponsors in there. It's a complete league fan membership based system. So the corporations can actually affect your teams during the division plays because they can sponsor your division to make a bit of money from your sponsorship. So that can help your clubs prepare themselves better. It can also boost your division games income, which is great for your players. So that's it, guys. This is a 2 hours spectacular. We've been through a lot for video number one. Um, if you've watched this whole thing, you've been with me all this way. We've got some work to do, but I wanted to share with you guys this initial video for you to kind of get a great understanding of what we're doing here and where we're gonna go. So I want to thank you for joining me for the first Inside Bora broadcast. I mean, guys, this is where it starts. I'm just sitting in my room talking to you guys. I'm not in the studio. I don't have, millions of dollars backing me up, but I'm here, and Bora is here, and we're launching this league together, and we're gonna ride for Africa. This league is dedicated to every citizen of Africa and the world. We would like to invite all of you to play the game of Bora with us, as we've played football with you, as we've played basketball with you, as we've played tennis with you. I would like to invite you to play African football. Um, this is going to be a sport of the ages, and it's going to be grand. And I can't wait to see global teams participating in this. Um, but it's definitely going to be exciting and worth it. So thanks, guys, for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And good night.